In 1883, between the islands of Java and Sumatra, a silent mountain in the heart of the sea awoke. No one knew this awakening would unleash the loudest scream in human history. The Sunda Strait was home to Krakatoa, a volcano dormant for centuries. For generations, it had been nothing more than a distant silhouette on the horizon, a landmark for sailors, and a backdrop for fishermen's tales. But in May 1883, passing ships reported towering columns of smoke rising into the sky. Ash began to fall on nearby villages, coating rooftops and palm leaves in a fine gray dust. The air smelled of sulfur, and the sea around the island began to boil in strange patches. Yet, the people still refused to believe the end was near. By late August, the signs were impossible to ignore. The ground trembled more violently each day. Animals fled inland. The sunsets turned an ominous shade of red. On August 26th, a series of smaller explosions shook the island, sending shockwaves across the sea. But nothing could prepare the world for what came next. On August 27th, at 10:02 a.m., the third and most violent explosion erupted. The sound was so loud it was heard in Perth, Australia, over 3,200 kilometers away, and even on the island of Rodriguez in the Indian Ocean, nearly 5,000 kilometers distant. Sailors' eardrums ruptured 64 kilometers from the island. The shockwaves circled the Earth 7 times, recorded by barometers around the globe. The force of the blast obliterated most of Krakatoa, sending billions of tons of rock and ash into the atmosphere. Tsunamis towering 37 meters, racing at 480 kilometers per hour, slammed into the coasts of Java and Sumatra. The town of Anjar and 165 villages were wiped from the map. Pyroclastic flows, clouds of superheated gas and ash at 700 degrees Celsius, raced across the water, incinerating everything in their path, even killing people on islands dozens of kilometers away. In the days that followed, the world felt the reach of Krakatoa's fury. Volcanic ash veiled the skies, scattering sunlight and lowering global temperatures. Sunsets turned crimson, and the moon glowed an eerie blue. Reports came in from as far as New York and London of strange, blood-red twilights. It is said that Norwegian painter Edvard Munch drew inspiration for The Scream from these haunting skies. The death toll was staggering, over 36,000 lives lost, though some estimates suggest far more. Entire communities vanished, their names remembered only in history books. Trade routes were disrupted, crops failed in distant lands, and for months, the world's weather pattern shifted. One British captain wrote in his log, "I am certain this is the end of the world." For the survivors, Krakatoa was not just an explosion. It was a reminder that even in silence, the Earth holds power beyond our imagination. Today, Krakatoa still lives. A new volcanic island, Anak Krakatoa, child of Krakatoa, emerged from the sea in 1927, growing year by year. Scientists monitor it closely, knowing that the same forces that once shook the world still simmer beneath the waves. And we can only hope it never screams again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this style of video, check out the channel for more stories like this. Goodbye.